All right, welcome back to Mitchell's RC Off-Road. This is Friday or Saturday night's review breakdown video. We did qualifying 2 and qualifying 3 today at the 2025 U.S. Carpet Off-Road Championships in Independence, Ohio, Cleveland area, at the at the Embassy Suites. So first we had
Q2
all right, so Q2 of
four-wheel drive.
13.5 four-wheel drive.
Spec tire.
Started off really awesome. We were doing really good, and then I don't know, 3/4 of the way through the race, got tangled up with a slower car, and I couldn't really see it. I was trying to film, and the marshal was in the line of sight where the car went, but they said that he got flipped and then ended up on the wrong side of the. Got marshaled back onto the wrong side of the pipe and had to rerun a chunk of pipe or chunk of track. Basically, that cost us like an 8 to 10 seconds disaster. So, and then kind of right near the end, we had a little bobble that cost us another 5 or 6 seconds. Kind of ruined that. But other than up until that point, we were doing really well. We had worked ourselves up to 3rd place in that race before the crash, and then we ended up being 5th in that heat. But the car looked good, seemed good. I know that when you look at the data, it's kind of hard to see with those 2 big crashes that causing us a lot of problems. So we still had an 88% consistency rating, but you know, top 5 average was under 15 seconds. Top 10 was just over 15. You know, top 15 was still 15.3. So we were doing pretty good in that one. Just one bad marshalling really messed us up real bad right there.
Oh, the 4-wheel's doing pretty good. Now we move on to 2-wheel drive 17.5 spec tire for Q2.
This one, it was just kind of rough. Like, we got tangled up early on, then we got spaced out, we did all right, and then we just got banged into again, and we made a couple goofs.
A rough race.
It just was kind of rough. Like, we'd get just enough space, and then we'd run into somebody that was slower, or we get caught up by a fast guy going by. Didn't have a lot of open track to lay down a nice, consistent run.
Yeah. Q2 for both cars were pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at our lap times, they weren't that bad. We had fast lap was a 15.2, top 5 was a 15.5, top 10's a 15.6. But then, you know, that's where it kind of got rough because we had a couple tangles up in that one. It wasn't exactly our best showing for Q2, like you said. Made us a little on the uneasy side of what to do going into Q3, because they take qualifying points, so where you finish compared to everybody. They take, instead of just like try to improve your time, like where we race normally.
They take your best 2.
They take your best 2 positions and move with that. So even though you might be slower, or even if you did get faster, it takes the spots, not where you actually finish on the track, which is something a little different than what we're used to. So then that gets us into Q3.
Which we seem to do fine with it anyway, either.
Yeah, we did all right. It wasn't terrible.
Because it gives us one race that's pretty much just a throwaway race. And that happened to be Q2.
Mm-hmm. All right, so then you have Q3 13.5 four-wheel drive. This one, it did space out amazingly.
This race was awesome.
Yeah, he was able to just haul the male up
The whole time.
Up until like about halfway through the race.
Oh yeah. Almost the whole time I was able to.
Yeah. He just wrecked. Got tangled up, and it took absolutely forever to get back onto the right spot of the track. This one definitely 10-second held him up for 10 seconds. So then that was bad, and then the next lap, he's trying to get back on track, get his times back, and a marshal was in the way. He had to stop on the track.
Yeah.
So he didn't blast the marshal.
Not into hurting marshals.
But I mean that race, his lap time his average lap was a 15.8. 14.6 for fast, 14.69 for top 5, 14.86 for top 10. Top 15 was 15.0. So I mean it was so much faster.
Just had two pretty big.
Just those two. The one major crash, and just got tangled up. It was kind of rough.
Yep.
But I mean, other than them very, very consistent, very awesome lap times. Really, it helped us out quite a bit. Like I said, allowed us to throw away Q2, which was kind of terrible. And then 17.5. Ended up finishing 5th in this race, but this race, once again,
it was awesome.
It was awesome. He only had one little bobble about a little over halfway into the race, but it wasn't even that bad. It was just a regular, it cost him 3 seconds, which is an average crash.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I did. I think I got spun up upside down or something.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
But he had a 95% consistency rating on this one. 15.3 was the fast lap. It was our fast lap is just a little bit slower than we had been. Like we were in almost the 14s for most of it, but the consistency was better. Like we went just as fast. 15.3 is the fast lap with a 15.4 the top 5, 15.5 for top 10, and a 15.7 for the top 15. So
15-second range.
Yeah, so that was awesome. He was in 3rd, and then once he got that crash, that kind of, which I mean didn't really wreck him too bad. He did lose a spot in that crash, and then at the end of the race, we just were getting everybody else, the guys in front of us, just got a little bit quicker, and we just seemed to fall off a little bit for some reason. Those tires are the old ones that we've been using. They're the
grip.
The oldest set. We have the primes that we saved for the main day.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, this is what we were worried about, that the tires do eventually start to fall off, and I think we figured out where they're going to fall off. So those tires basically have 3 extra races on them than what our mains do. We used those tires for all 3 qualifiers, and our main tires we've only used for 2 practices and
1 here
and 1 seating round. So they're good 60 laps, so 40 laps less on those tires. So we should be able to make, if we bump up in 1 main, they should still hold out for us. So we should be in good shape for that.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be any kind of problems.
Yeah, peak grip levels with those were definitely that 1st and 2nd qualifier. Then they did one of these with grip levels on the last one.
So where does that put us overall? That puts us in 51 out of 59 in the 17.5 car, which is a lot better than we were last year. Really, when you look at qualifying points, we're only 2 points away. We easily could have been 48. in that in the qualifying points. It's a lot better than we were last year. I think last year we were like 2 or 3 from the end of the thing. So we're definitely one main up. Probably they haven't posted the mains, so we're not sure the exact schedule of when we'll go racing. But we're definitely looking a lot better in that class. And then in the four-wheel drive car, we are 30 out of 37 qualified drivers. But once again, I mean, we're actually tied for 29 at 29. The guy that's ahead of us, we're practically at the same exact. Yeah, because we finished 25 and 28 in both of those, and he got the bonus ahead of us because his one lap time was a little bit faster than ours. But
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we're much happier with the way the cars are handling, the way we're driving.
Mm-hmm.
Better experience than last year. So
yeah. I don't got anything else.
All right. Guess that's it then.
Yep.